Okay, playoff season in Toronto, the Leafs, it's going to be difficult. They are now facing the Boston Bruins for Game 1. Let's sit on that one. Lindsay Dunn joining us from Maple Leaf Square, where it's going to be really busy. And you know what? No matter what, Linz, there's excitement and there is optimism.
Absolutely. We know that Leafs fans are going to show up and show out no matter who they're taking on. But when it's the Boston Bruins, I know everyone's a little nervous and hesitant. But behind me, they're still getting ready for the big tailgate party. That will kick off tomorrow for Game 1 between the Bruins and the Leafs. We know their history in the playoffs. The last time the Leafs played them in the postseason was back in 2019, where they got the boot in Game 7, and that happened the same year before. But while there's a party going on here, there's many going on throughout the GTA, including at Sherway Gardens tomorrow. Stephen Lee Olsen, Grammy-nominated singer from Ontario, he's hosting and performing at one, and I spoke to him about that moment, you know, getting fans ready for a moment like a playoff series.
You know what? I always say that I am not the life of the party, but I like to be the host of the party, and it's something that I think I've done as a child, and I've grown up listening and watching, you know, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So it's in my heart, it's in my bones that when they make the playoffs, something just comes alive in me, and I start wearing blue, and I start writing songs about towns and you know, the town heart that they have. It's just part of me. And I love doing it.
Okay, but when we look at the stats, Linz, and we joke about it, but you do have to look at the stats here. The Leafs have not beat the Bruins in postseason since the 1950s. So when everyone's taking apart those numbers, those stats, those figures, what are our chances here?
Everyone take a deep breath, because yes, 1959 was the last time that the Leafs actually beat the Bruins in the postseason. And hey, going into the playoffs, both teams didn't have a great end of their season. They lost a couple of games, but on the Leafs, hey, you got to put in the fact that Austin Matthews is having a phenomenal season. The NHL just announcing that he yet again won the Maurice Rocket-Richard Trophy for being the lead goal scorer in the NHL. And, you know, he fell just short of that 70-goal plateau. He got 69 goals, which is phenomenal. He's the only active NHL player to have 2 consecutive seasons of 60-plus goals. It's phenomenal. And you're just hoping that, you know, when the playoffs come, they got over that first-round hump last year, that this year they finally beat the Bruins. And somebody that knows all about playoff stress and action is Wendell Clark, and he spoke about just the chances of the Leafs actually getting out of the first round.
I think this isn't the Bruins of 8 years ago. As a player, you're always thinking the positives. As a fan and the media, they want to think the other way. But as a player, this is a time to go and get it. So I'm liking it.
Okay. So you say fan player, it's the time to get it. I know I heard the word physicality from some fans coming up when they take on the Bruins and how more physical it is in the playoffs. How do you think they actually match up against each other?
I think we're fine. I think we're a much more physical team that can dish it out a little bit instead of just reacting to it. And our big thing is making sure you're staying patient. Don't go outside of what we know we can do well. Just be patient. Don't give them the chances to score. Make them earn it. And I think we'll have more skill or a better team by the end, and we'll win.
So we talk about how the fact that the Leafs haven't beat the Bruins in the postseason since 1959, but how about this? No Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup final since 1993, and I want to show you something. This actually made me laugh. Boston Pizza sent me this.
Okay.
This isn't an ad. It just made me laugh. These are the things that were popular back in 1993. Backstreet Boys released this amazing CD. Like, hello, do you remember these studs?
I want that
Free
way,
Willy
yes.
was the top. Yeah, Free Willy was a top movie. I think it would be a little bit more accurate if this was VHS.
Yes.
The first Beanie Baby was released.
Classic.
This is making me feel old. And the Blue Jays, I know you're a huge Jays fan. They won their last World Series. But it also came with this little stat sheet about things in 1993, like the fact that Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, they weren't even born yet. I don't even know what to say about that. But guess how much minimum wage was at the time, like
in
the average price?
93. Oh man. Okay, when let's say it was like $9.
They say it's 15, so I'm just going to say I have to fact check that.
$15
But the one
in
that really got me is, yeah, I'm like, Then,
That's
I
not
think
right.
there's maybe it was $1.50, but this is the one that got me. Guess how much a liter of gas costs?
Oh, gee, I don't even want to hear that number given our gas prices right now. Just tell us. Yeah, this will be sad.
Yeah, 52 cents.
Okay.
Come on now. Let's just hope that Canadians can win it this year. And by Canadians, I mean the Leafs. That's the only team I want to see win the Stanley Cup this year.
Yeah, that was clever but mean. Clever and mean. All right, Lindsay Dunn, we hope the Leafs are mean tomorrow. They take it on the ice and we get a win. Let's go.